Okay, so one little amendment on the last version is that we need to turn Vy into a positive number. So we do that by square rooting the square of that number. So the way we do that is we take the math sine angle times by force and we put that inside of math.pow, which changes the power, so that's the bit that's getting squared, and that 2 signifies the squaring of, and then this bit surrounding it is the square root. We change that, and the way we're going to do that is by squaring the sum. So previously we were calculating the sine of the angle and then timesing it by force. Now what we're doing, we're putting that inside of the math.pow function, which lets us do it to a power. So a number to the power 2 is actually squaring the number, so timesing it by itself, and then we square root it, which surrounds it there. And all that does is it makes sure that if it's a negative number, it will always be a positive number. And when we move the ball, so currently, because we're just focusing on the ball itself and not any other objects, Vy takes away gravity, then we change the x position, then we change the y position. So if we test it, I think I've got it set to quite a low number at the moment. There we go, it drops off quite quickly because there's not much force there. I'm going to times it by 10. Let's just try it again. There we go, you can see very clearly that it's moving there. And then whilst I was testing that with lower numbers to make sure that it worked, test it again. There we go, and if we were to look at it, it would eventually come down. So what we need to do then is to make sure that it only moves if it's higher than a specific point. So all these calculations will only take place if and then we'll say e.target.y, keyboard is dying, is greater than, in fact no, less than, I think the screen size is 1280 by 720, so it wants to be higher than, say, 675 to stay on the screen really. And I'll encompass all of that, which is already inside of the function. Save that, and then we'll try and make sure that it doesn't fly off the screen. You see it stop at the bottom of the screen. Okay. So moving forwards, what we will be doing in future is, instead of moving the ball will stay roughly in the same place. We'll move all the objects on the screen instead of it relative to it. So if we've got the snowman and we've got the penguin and we've got the ground, we move all of those things relative to the ball, and that gives the impression of camera movement as well. Okay, and that'll be the end of that ammendum.